Hey, well, thank you all for being here. And some of you all may not know me at all, and some of you all have known me maybe at different times in my life. And there's just been a lot of change in my life in the last couple years. So I just really want to just kind of talk about just a little bit about coaching. But first, I really want to talk about why I decided to start this challenge. So, the first reason is because I really just want to get out of my comfort zone. So, I kind of wrote a little mantra before I started this, and it's I don't need to be perfect. I just need to be present. I'm choosing courage over comfort. And basically, that's just, I've hesitated for a long time on creating videos because I felt like it had to be perfect. I had to be all dressed up. I had to have makeup on. My hair had to be perfect. I had to do the intro perfectly. There had to be this perfect hook to keep people entertained, so they'll stay long enough. So there was all these things, and then there was the fear of what will people think, what will people say, are people gonna, I don't know, all these things that, if I'm honest, that I don't even think whenever I'm watching other people's videos, like I just look at people as they are, and so but I realize too there's not everybody out there that does that too. So and then there's the other part where I just have to let go, and let people think, say, and do whatever they want, because that's not part of me. So So the second reason I want to do this is just to encourage others. I feel like I have learned a lot through my, I call it my healing journey. So I'll speak probably a lot about my healing journey just because it was such a pivoting moment in my life. Just so many things that I felt free for once in my life. I felt like I wasn't in a place of survival, fight or flight, So, but I really just want to encourage others and help them, because there was so many people on my path that I listened to that encouraged me, and I'm so grateful for. And sometimes it was just one little thing that they said. So even if there's just one thing that helps somebody and they never listen to anything else that I ever say, then I've done my job. So and then the third thing is to just for people that are considering getting a health coach and they don't really know much about it, and they just kind of want a little bit of a understanding, or just kind of a, I don't know, just a way to get to know me first. I think that's one thing too, like before people work with other people, they want to kind of get to know them first and see if it's something that they resonate with, or you know, beliefs. Um, so there's a lot of things that kind of come in play before you decide that you want to work with somebody. I've had business coaches before that I didn't like. It started off good, but after a while, I was just like, I don't know, we're not really seeing eye to eye on some things. So I feel like there are like some major things that are important to see eye to eye on, and heart to heart. So And then the fourth reason is creating the videos have helped me reflect on myself, have reflection for myself. So even though these are more about you all, but I have been able to, whenever I've made the videos, I have been able to go back and watch them myself, and I'll catch something that I say, and I'm like, oh, and it helps me just really, because I don't know if you've ever been to counseling, but like I've gone to counseling, and so I'll start to say something, and my counselor will be like, "Why do you say that?" And so and I'm like, I don't know. I didn't realize that, so it's really becoming more aware of how I say something and what I say, and why I say it. I'll give you an example. I actually was making a video, and I was actually sending it to my friend, and for some reason it ended up being larger than I wanted it to be on my phone, because it was a little bit harder because I didn't have whatever. Anyways, I'm not going to bore you with that long story. But anyways, I did end up sending it to her, but I did end up watching it, and it was about forgiveness. And I was talking about a certain someone that I felt like needed to forgive, and I felt like that if they forgave, then I would be free to tell my story more. But if they forgave themselves. So, and then and at the end, I was talking about forgiving myself, and like I connected it all as I was watching. I was like, hello, like the answer is just for you to forgive yourself. You can't worry about, your freedom is not based on if somebody else forgives themselves, so but I realized that as I was watching the video. So so that's been really helpful, just rewatching some of the videos that I create, because then I'm able to really kind of hear what I'm saying too, and I want to make sure that I align with my truth at all times, and also if I change my mind about something, I'm going to be authentic, and I want to tell people, and I also want accountability, like I want people to come to me and say, Vicki, I heard, you were saying this on one of your videos, but now you're saying this, like, so which one is it? Like, yeah, maybe I didn't realize, or maybe, like there's something that I'm wrestling with. There's a truth that I'm wrestling with. So, and I think that we don't realize those things, like we get into a place of the conditioning that, and so there's these things that we're always trying to decipher the truth. We're trying to figure out our own truth sometimes, and sometimes we don't realize it until, like I'll do journaling, and I'll just be like writing and do the same thing, and or I'll call like my mom or my sister or somebody, and I'll just be like, hey, or my husband or my daughters, like I'll be like, hey, I need some help with this, or what do you think about da 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 da, and then I'll be like, oh, I was thinking this and that, but I don't know, because now I'm thinking this and that, and then I'm like, oh, well, you know what? I think it's this. That's it. Thank you. And they haven't even done nothing. So sometimes it's just speaking out what you're wrestling with, or writing it down, or doing a video. And also too, like with the videos that I've created for myself, I've been able to process some of the pain. So there are videos that I have done that I didn't post. Maybe I will one day, but I don't know. Right now they're just for me. That I have cried, and by watching those videos again, so in the video I'm crying and trying to talk at the same time. So by watching those videos again, I get to see myself telling the story and crying, and then myself watching it gets to cry and release that, and I'll talk about this more because I'm trying not to make these videos long, but sometimes whenever you hold things in, it just, the body stores it somewhere. You suppress it, the body stores it somewhere. There's those cells, they need to move. They get stored though. Those emotions get stored. Energy and motion. Emotion, energy and motion. I think that's the Greek word. I don't know. We'll go on to that more. Anyways, but so being able to release those so they don't get stored. The body keeps a score. That's a book. I forget who writes it. I can get y'all I wasn't even really planning on talking about this. It just kind of led to it. But, like inflammation is a big thing. People that have a lot of inflammation, that could be just stored emotions. So I have learned a lot about that, and it's very interesting. If anybody ever wants to talk about that, I love talking about just how our bodies, just all of that, So I don't really want to get into a whole lot. Like I said, I was really trying to keep this short. So I will try, I guess really, I don't know. If y'all like shorter videos or longer videos, I don't know. Like sometimes I like to find like a 15-minute video because I got a 15-minute drive to go somewhere. Sometimes I like a 5-minute because I just got like 5 minutes before whatever to listen to a 5-minute video or whatever, So I guess it just depends on what people like. So, and I don't know how to find out what y'all like. If y'all leave it in the comments, then I'll know. And I like honesty. So I like feedback. So if y'all have anything, if you want to personally call me, tell me, say like, hey, that video was really long. Like, and you was really boring. No. So yeah. And I like to be honest. I like to be authentic. If there's ever anything that I feel like I can't talk about, then I won't. A lot of times we come across things that we're not ready to talk about. We just have to process those things. And in time, maybe I will be able to. So that's all. I hope that you all have a great Monday, and or whatever day it is that you're watching this, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I don't know. Okay. Have a great day.